Sainadh Duvvuru is co-founder and chief business officer of HappyLocate. In his current role, he is responsible for spearheading the strategic goals of the company and is also instrumental in constructing the company's future roadmap while leading client acquisitions, finance, and marketing department. Since the company's inception, Sainadh has been leading the company's vision of transforming the way businesses and making HappyLocate into a groundbreaking relocation service provider for corporates. With an experience of over 10 years in the industry, he has strong, in-depth business and sales knowledge. And prior to laying the foundation of HappyLocate in 2016, Sainadh is a postgraduate from IIM Rohtak and worked with companies like HDFC and BPCL. In today's episode, let's chat with Sainadh. This is the Guiding Voice podcast series. TGV, the Guiding Voice for a Better Future. Folks, I'm your host, Naveen Samala, a fellow IT professional just on a mission to shape the careers and lives of millions across the globe. In every episode, we interact with industry experts or thought leaders or academicians or coaches across the globe to drive some insightful conversations that will help you learn amazing stuff. Also, we share an interesting trivia or a fun fact towards the end. And guys, you'll acquire more knowledge by tuning into TGV per every minute than any other podcast in this space. Thank you so much for joining us today. And today, we are going to discuss a topic which is related to entrepreneurship. And we're going to focus on how HappyLocate was established and the kind of challenges that Sainadh Duvvuru has faced, so on and so forth. So, Sainadh Duvvuru, welcome to TGV.
Thanks, Naveen. Thanks a lot for having me here. I think it's going to be a wonderful conversation for sure.
Absolutely. So, yeah, pleasure to host you, Sainadh, and I was really impressed by your profile. Having worked with corporates for about 10 years, and now for the last 6 years, you are into this entrepreneurship journey and all. So, I think this is going to be very inspiring conversation for rest of the budding entrepreneurs for sure. So that's why we would like to start with the question wherein you can share the top 3 things that have helped you so far in your professional journey.
So it all starts from childhood, right? Now, I think upbringing is very important aspect of anything that you do it in life. I think I'm fortunate. I'm the youngest one of 3 brothers. The first generation, where my parents are not very educated. I think that has been a journey with a lot of Indians, right? I think late 1980s is where people started getting understanding education is a very important aspect for growth. I think I'm fortunate and very fortunate of the support that my parents had been giving me. And they ensured that we got the kind of education that we wanted. While they didn't know that whether this education is going to shape their child's future or not, but whatever education that we found interesting or what we want to do it, that is something they had strived to give us. And I think a lot of guidance. That's where the support part, right? I think your parents, where they've given the kind of support, and your the guidance which we got from my brothers, right? I think that's an important aspect. Since I didn't have any more elder, and my parents were not there to guide me in the line of education that I want to have. I think my brothers, I think they actually made my road very easier. I think my eldest brother or my elder brother, and they had tough time in figuring out what is good, what is not good. My eldest brother, he is an BTech engineer from a local college in Andhra Pradesh. My elder brother has done his both PG and UG from IIM Madras, IT Madras. So that's how they understood, they figured out what is there, what is not, what is correct, what is not good. And that's how I got my knowledge of, okay, these are the career options which are available. These are the education options which are available, correct? And this is what I was, in fact, the fun fact is, very recently, I think 3-4 days back, I was talking to one of my friend, fellow entrepreneur, whom I was telling, I think for us, IIMs was the kind of benchmark, right? But because we were the first time, educating the family, but when it comes to my son or the kids in the next generation, right? Now they'll start looking at beyond those IIMs in India, right? Now beyond those larger institutes in India, and they can also be virtual education platforms, be it Harvard's or anything. And that's how important is the education, right? And that's how I understood, say that this is what is important. These are the skills that you need to acquire. While my father had been to business, I think that definitely falls into the support category that I spoke of. so support, guidance is the two important things which are important and which are very much required for paid my professional career. The third one definitely goes to passion. I think the passion for you to create anything big, large is something which is important in the professional journey, right? While not maligning or diluting your vision of I wanted to be an entrepreneur to let me do something now. Let me see how I can live tomorrow. And so I'm not thinking, hey, okay, I'm going to struggle. I'm going to hustle for next 2 years, 3 years, but this is my end goal.
Yeah.
That's very important. And so that's where having a passion, a goal is very important in life. And I think these are the three things which had definitely played part in the professional journey that I have. Coming from a smaller town, if I give you a small instance, you'll understand. I think the listeners also will understand. I was with Bharat Petroleum, right? Bharat Petroleum is a private sector undertaking, and it's kind of dream job for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, and the grandparents who have seen government jobs are the most secure. They've seen those struggling days of independence, all this. And for them, government jobs are like, boss, this is the heaven. It's there's nothing.
Yeah.
Now, when I said when I revealed that I'm going to quit PSU, I'm going to quit my job to pursue my masters, and I know the kind of war which has happened at home, saying that why do you want to leave it? Then I had to tell them, I have to put my foot down and say, this is something that I'm doing in my passion towards what I want to do, right? And I want to gain that additional knowledge or get additional networking. So these things is what are required. I think those are the hard steps that I've taken, which kind of I'll not say help me in be where I am, but I think thinking back, you can connect always. Dots can connect only when you think back. You might not be able to connect these dots in the future, but in the past, all the dots in the past can be connected. So I think these are the three: support, guidance, and passion, very important things in my life, which paved my professional career.
Yeah, I can relate to a couple of aspects. Like even I'm the youngest kid, and we are kind of first gen postgraduates pursuing engineering streams and all. And one thing that really scared me is like you have quit high-paying PSU job and moved into entrepreneurship. So why did you take that risk actually?
I think this is the same question I had to answer good 7 years back to my parents as well. While I quit, I always believe money is something, and while this would look very not a correct statement for a lot of people, but money is something that we print.
Yeah,
correct. The only thing that you can't print is time.
Yeah,
or you can't manufacture is time, right? Unless until I think you are able to figure out a way to teleport. Time is something which is is the most scarce resource. So that's what I felt was I don't want to regret back saying that hey, had I been there, done my masters in marketing or from those IIMs, I don't want to regret back saying that this didn't happen, that didn't happen. That's a fundamental to why I started doing a lot of things, including quitting my. I'm not sure whether we should call high-paying jobs or not then, but today they're definitely high-paying jobs. When I see my own friends who earn in those 8-digit numbers, that's when I feel like, yeah, they were high-paying jobs actually. But at that time, see, you are 24, 25 years now. You don't really think a lot because you don't have a lot of financial burden on you, right? So you only think of passion. You only think of, hey, I want to do this. I want to do this. Right? So that's how I had quit my. Definitely, that's one of the reasons why I quit my job and then pursued my MBA and then wanted to learn more about personal financing. That's when I joined HDFC Bank. And after 16 months of working with HDFC Bank, that's when we started HappyLocate. So major, while regret, not to regret is one of the fundamental thought process. Also to create opportunities for a lot of people to disrupt a unorganized market is definitely, these are the other two thoughts why I started this entrepreneurship journey with HappyLocate. Pretty much this is what it is. I know more than this, if I talk, it will be more of GAN session, but yeah, this is what it is actually.
Yeah, fair enough. Very inspiring. And now, before you started HappyLocate, were there any ideas that you thought of, and why did you narrow down HappyLocate?
I think for people who wanted to be an entrepreneur right now, you always look at opportunities. Correct? Now, what I see is while there's a saying, very old saying, opportunity only knocks once. So that's a very important statement. or important probe that I had learned in the past. Definitely, yes, an opportunity only knocks once, at least at that time frame. Correct. Now, probably the opportunity in a different time frame might be in a different aspect, or you might be losing those opportunity costs. Now, why we started and when we wanted, before even thinking of relocation as a service, right? Now, manufacturing has always been my. I'm a mechanical engineer, by the way. For all the audience who are not aware, I'm a mechanical engineer from IIT Nagpur. Since my those UG days, I think manufacturing had been back of my mind. That's something that I wanted to do it. Correct. Instead of creating a virtual assets, I creating a strong physical asset is definitely there. Correct. That is concrete, like something. It is very concrete, like you write on those 3,000 years words, the stone cravings and all. That's how that kind of strong. So this is something which had been my thought process. I wanted to pursue into manufacturing, in specific to aluminium. Why aluminium? Aluminum is the second most used metal. In fact, no, in India, that's a huge opportunity. Our current consumption of aluminum is not even is approximately 1/4 of the average global consumption. So that's a kind of scope which is available. And I think the other product which has that kind of scope is your alcoholic beverages. Our consumption is pretty lower than as compared to the entire average of the world, right? So that's when I wanted to be into aluminium. But when I understood, it takes a lot of capital, time. So I felt, it's a little riskier at that stage. But definitely, I've just parked this thought. I've not deleted the thought from my mind. I think, manufacturing is something which is always there in my mind. I think something which I want to do in manufacturing.
That's great. Now let's talk about HappyLocate itself. Like, what problem are you guys solving?
HappyLocate, HappyLocate is a unique problem that we want to solve, that we're solving now. Relocation so we're into the business of relocation services for people who might not be aware of all the freshers. So when you must have seen your parents, or people who had been in these PSUs had been relocating every 3 years. They keep switching places. So this is something that we do. We are in the business of relocation services through our enterprise tech, which is called XaaS. Our tool enables corporates to manage and automate their employee relocation very seamlessly, or just few clicks. It can be more scalable, better, faster, and more affordable. Is something that we are building. Okay. In terms of the problem that we are solving, while this is the solution towards the problem that we are solving, the industry is pretty old. The companies which are even 35-year-old in the industry, and in industry where there are 50 lakh relocations which happen every year, right? The industry is plagued with I'll not say duplicates, and duplicates is a very wrong word. There are a lot of sound-alikes and lookalikes. You'll not be surprised, Naveen, if I say one of the player in the market has 150 lookalikes and sound-alikes. That's how people get confused. Correct. The domain IDs are almost the same. It can be abc.in, .co.in, .abc. All this. Correct. So this makes people confused. When a working professional has to relocate, right now, believe me, he will not invest so much time. Unfortunately, this is a culprit. The time you invest is a culprit. Why you don't get such a good service on the market? Because the players available in the market, like HappyLocate, there are other players also in the market. While we are solving the problem in a much different way, and we are structurally solving the problem. So relocation is the piece that we want to solve, and not just only one broken part of it, which is packers moves. We want to transform the entire journey, which is broken. We want to be the missing link between having a good or easy or hassle-free relocation service to connecting with those partners on the ground who are verified by HappyLocate, or helping your corporate to automate the entire relocation journey. So everything is something that we are solving, and not just with while we started with packers moves, we are getting into housing assistance. We are getting into other services which will help you settle faster. Relocation is still the second most stated reason for offer dropouts. And this is something that I very candidly tell everyone. The first reason, no one can replace the first reason, which is money. Your compensation is the first reason why people drop out, don't accept a lot of offers, other than mad people like you and me, who wanted to go behind passions. But a lot of people who think money is definitely a portion of work that you do. Right now, you are investing 12 hours in a day, then you are supposed to get so much of money back. So that's money compensation is definitely the first stated reason for offer dropouts. But the second stated reason was relocation services. And for you to relocate is the reason why you don't want to join that company. We want to solve this problem. We want people to go behind their growth. You have a dream company that you want to join in, let's say, Jalpaiguri. I want you to go there. And I will ensure that your relocation is peaceful. The comfort zone with which you are there in Hyderabad is something that I want to provide in Jalpaiguri as well, with all those relocation services which are coming. So this is a vision with which we started HappyLocate good 6 years back. In fact, we recently celebrated our 6th anniversary on April 11th. We started our 7th year now. So that's how this is what HappyLocate is. This is the kind of problem that we're solving.
Congratulations on your 6th anniversary. And I know there are many more major milestones to come. And are these services limited to India, or are you guys scaling at global level?
So we have vision of transforming the global mobility.
Okay.
A lot of people, even coming to India, they face a lot of hassle. Hassle is common among relocation services, not just in India. A lot of countries, relocation is not an easy task at all. While the global market is more than $500 million kind of business, but it's not easy at all. People have not looked at it. It's only because it's not a very frequent service that people take it. As an individual, you don't relocate every often. You only relocate once in 2 years, once in 3 years, or max once in a year, based on the kind of work that you are in. That's where it has been overlooked, and people have not looked into it, transforming it. There are 1 or 2 global players. And HappyLocate is definitely marking its space with the relocation services, the kind of relocation services that we are providing, and our enterprise technology that we are enabling corporates to automate the entire relocation process.
Nice. This sounds to be a promising solution. And let's talk about your entrepreneurial journey. What kind of secrets have you learned after embarking on this HappyLocate?
I still remember in 2016 when we started this journey, right? And we felt like it's going to be easy. It's a very interesting journey for sure. I think if you ask about the secret that I've learned, entrepreneurship is definitely a very, very interesting journey. As compared to, I'll not say as compared to corporate job, but as compared to the job that I was doing right now. As compared to this was very interesting. This is very interesting. I think the kind of new challenges that we face. I think every step that you cross, saying that this is done now. Then there's a larger and more complex problem awaits you, right? I think this is what I started believing, the more complex problem that you pass, I think you are moving closer to wherever you want to. Correct. I think for us, transforming the entire relocation industry is our goal. To make people relocate as easy as possible is our goal. So for this, I think the kind of problems that we start facing, these are problems that people would not even thought of 5 years back, 6 years back, and even a small packer more would not be thinking of it. Right now, HappyLocate working at that scale, we see that problem. We want to solve it. There are a few problems that we don't even force. We are forcing, which we are not facing now, but we are forcing them for the growth, for the scale that we are going to touch. So tomorrow, when I have that scale, I don't want my customers to face such problems. These are few secrets which are required, right? The journey is very interesting. That's a very important secret. People who see that I think people are raising millions of dollars, just like that. Very small idea. I think ideas are common. This is a secret. Open secret. Ideas are very common. In fact, there are people who sell ideas, by the way. But execution is the key. Execution is the secret sauce for the success. So that's definitely there. Second, I think you should not conserve cash in the initial. You should definitely be investing rightly. You should choose the right investments. The right investment can be including whom to hire, which space to take it. All the things for a few companies, for a few startups, having a lavish. I'll not say lavish, but office in a prime location is important for the kind of clientele or for the kind of business that they're in. For few people, having a right set of employees, the tech team is very important. So that's why I think we have to make those very intelligent choices of where you want to invest your money, and don't conserve cash is definitely required for your sustenance. So don't lavishly spend money. But definitely invest in places where you wanted to invest. Correct? Now, you want to have the good talent, hire good talent. Good talent is not cheap. So, and while people say the kind of stories which I've been hearing, memes majorly, you throw a stone in Bangalore, it'll hit a tech talent who is having multiple offers in hand. That's true, because good people will have multiple offers in hand. I think you should look at ways of inspiring him and join your company than say, hey, what is this kind of market in the place where they're hopping around, and I think good talent will always hop around.
Yeah. On that note of hiring right talent and all, it is not that easy to onboard talented people, especially for the startups and all, unless they are having that appetite for risk and all. right? And also once they join, like how do you keep them motivated, and what kind of mentoring that you guys offer as founders?
So we've seen over the last 6 years, right? We have tried. I personally tried multiple ways of engaging my talent, engaging a team at least, correct? So one aspect which definitely worked is being transparent. Being as transparent as possible with the team. Why do you do this task? Why is this important in your journey? Is very important. I think the transparency is much beyond because he has already joined your company. He's already bought on the passion, on the idea that you are building, right? But no, if you want him to continue investing time with you, I think the transparency and giving them those what's happening inside the company, how we are progressing, be it the investments, be it the product, be it anything, right? How closer we are in those the vision that we spoke of, transforming the entire global mobility. So this is something that we had been helping us keep our team motivated. I think that's where without team, what I believe is company or startup, while that the two people who started the company, HappyLocate, 6 years back, but today it's no more two person's job, correct? It's entire. There's a team of 100 people who are in that vision towards transform this global mobility. They are the people now who come up with those innovative ideas or those executing those things on the ground. While we run behind those product or the investments. So that's why I think being as transparent as possible works always.
Mm-hmm.
I not just HappyLocate. I had spoken to a lot of entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, and everyone says being as transparent as possible with the immediate team, correct? So that makes them motivate. At least the leaders should be aware of every bit transparently.
Yeah,
that keeps them motivated.
Yeah, that's a wonderful tip, because if somebody wants to be part of the vision, they should know what the plan is, right?
Exactly.
And in this situation, when you try to keep your employees motivated and all, sometimes there might be disagreements as well, right? Saying that, hey, I didn't like this idea, guys, and maybe, but you guys are sure saying that it will work. Maybe somebody is disagreeing it. How do you deal with those kind of situations?
From day one, this is something that we have been following at HappyLocate. So we wanted an intern to be as powerful as founder. So as long as the idea is in favor of HappyLocate, we want to sit there and listen to even an intern, because that's where innovative, new age ideas come into the system, right? The innovation comes there. This is something that we follow. So we give an open voice to people to even talk. In fact, we also done our open house, our town hall very recently, where a lot of people spoke of multiple aspects of why are we not doing this, why are we not doing this. And I think a lot of these things that we get implemented, which are in favor of the company. When you're talking of startup or a new thought process, right? Now you always have a lot of different perspectives to it. So that's how your idea becomes better. Then thing is saying that I India has 160 crore people, so the problem that I'm facing should be being faced by a lot of people. That's I'll not say that's a foolish thought, but that's correct to a lot. But how you can make it better comes from discussion. Now a lot of times people disagree to a lot of thoughts for two reasons. Either they're not aware how this idea that we are planning to implement is in line with the future growth or the vision of the company. That's one reason why they might not be aware. The second reason might be simply that they don't have that capability to think beyond the short-term goals. Correct? So fortunately, when we hire people, when we ask people to join us, we look at people who had both good attitude and aptitude. That's very important for people to understand why we are doing this with and take that risk appetite as well. While we are doing this, we also openly discuss, if there is a problem, people have to come back with logics and data. Now, as long if you come and only talk on air, no one accepts this. But when you come back with data saying that this is why we should not do this, including founders, we listen to it. And when I propose something, instead of saying that, hey, I want to do this, we don't say that, and we come with the data saying that this is a data because of it, we need to do this. Correct. Else, they're entirely different thought process. Like we are starting a new vertical. Then yes, we talk of feedbacks which we got from customers. We do that kind of market research. Why we should invest that money, energy into this new service line or upgrading our service. So we should come with data. Data plays an important role. Now we are a data-driven company. So that's how we convince teams, correct? Either they have to convince me or I have to convince them, else the idea can't be taken forward. And we put a timeline to convincing each other.
Yeah. Nowadays, it is difficult to acquire the talent, right? Hiring the right people, and also what hiring strategies do you guys use in order to attract the bright talent to
So,
HappyLocate?
in fact, no, I mean, no, very recently I was talking to one of the, similarly, there was a webinar where I was talking to on one of the platform, hiring platform. I think that's where I also told them, hiring is very important. And with the way that the job market is evolving or is changing colors every day, that's only because of the startups which are there. I think the new kind of, a lot of, in fact, let's say the large ITS company had at least the news. I would say the fake news was 80,000 people had quit this company. The fact was not the same. And job market is definitely thriving. That's there. So we follow a dual strategy where now we regularly hire people from the market. So majorly lateral hires. We also hire people from the colleges. The campus hiring is something that we do. Campus hiring, when you do a campus hiring, you need to do a lot of training. Your training process should be so strong that they start being more productive. And latter hires, definitely, I think they come with larger joining times or there's notice periods and with a little larger cash outflow. So we follow majorly in networking. I think we hire through networks, we hire through referrals, all the lateral hires. And campus hires, we hire from, I don't know, for us, any campus who had good aptitude team. I think that's where we hire people from these campuses. But good talent, initially, I think the initial 20, 30 teams, 30 people that we hired was all from network. Through network, someone referred, hey, I think this guy is good for you. I think you should hire this guy. I think that we go, and we don't interview people, by the way, we interact with them. We want to understand more of what is that he wants to do, what has he done, what aspects he failed earlier, why did he fail, what did he learn from those aspects, from those situations, how did he handle those situations, why did he even decide to do an MBA? And why in marketing, why in finance? So we want to understand his life journey, because the future is always very uncertain. They can come, they can definitely transform inside the company, but we want to understand what went in his life. Mm-hmm. And this will not happen through interviews, asking about which is your best course and what you do. I think majorly we want to understand his psychology, why he is doing what he is doing, why did he do that. So that's a hiring process that we follow at company at HappyLocate.
Wonderful. So it's not interviews, but through interaction. Wonderful. Yeah. I really love that. And Sainadh, this has been a fabulous conversation, but let's lighten up the mood of our audience. Okay. I want to initiate a quick rapid fire questions, and you can answer them very crisply. Okay. If you're ready, I'll shoot the first bullet.
Okay. No worries. Please.
All right. Yeah. Let me fire the first bullet. What has been your childhood fantasy?
Teleportation has been my childhood fantasy.
That is the most common thing that I am coming across from so many guests. Everybody says that is one technology or the gadget that I would like to see. Okay, so that I can be teleported from anywhere to anywhere within no time.
In fact, not sure. Since it's rapid fire, I should not talk so much in this round. But I think my teleportation was. I love architecture. Majorly, the ancient architecture is something that I love a lot. And whenever I go and see a lot of these temples, not just temples, any architecture, right, which is demolished by anyone, I feel like we have spoiled the hard work done by those hundreds and thousands of artisans who have done this. Yeah. And someone today, if you want to build a similar kind of thing, there's a huge time, energy, money which comes into place, right? So I always wanted to, if we had a teleportation where we could go back and then tell them, hey, this is how your future will look like when you demolish this. I think that would make a lot of sense. I think we'll be very rich in architecture then.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. Now let's talk about your favorite book.
In business, definitely, it has been. It happens only in India. Right? Else, in terms of fantasy or mythology, Amit Tripathi is the Nagas. So this is something which I had liked a lot. The way he has portrayed that all these are humans, but with deformation of the drug which were used by the Somras. And I think that has been my interesting book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Now, can you describe yourself in just one word?
Okay. I would say passion.
What is one thing that you would change in your past?
So in my past, I was thinking, if it's not in my past, then definitely, as I said, teleportation where I can go and help those people who has not destroyed those wonderful Humpies would be my thought. I would say so. There are multiple places where I regret having not done something. including the manufacturing thing which I spoke of. So this was before my MBA that I wanted to do this. So that's when I stopped it. But today, I think I should have taken that risk. Is what I would say. So that's something that I would have done.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, moving to the last one for the rapid fire. What is one electronic gadget that you would like to see or invent?
Okay. So Navin, so at least since I can see your face, I don't want you to laugh. Okay. While audience, I'll not be able to stop their emotions. At least in Bangalore off late, right? I think in my initial days where I see a lot of traffic people and traffic police, right? Now they're doing their job. I think there's nothing wrong. And then you should not go beyond the rules of traffic, because they're there for a specific purpose, to save your life and life of others. That's why these traffic rules are there, right? But off late, I think off late has been very good. But this was my I think this I thought good 5-6 years back when Google was making their Google Lens. So I always wanted to build on Google Lens, where when you're wearing this Google Lens or any kind of digital screen which is there on your helmets. So when you're riding on this helmet on the road, the person coming on the opposite direction should be able to tell you, boss, there are this traffic police standing there, so be careful. So there should pop-up should come like your text message on the above your helmet, saying that, hey, there's a traffic police opposite, so you're speeding, speed down, you're tripling, don't triple, correct? So this is something that I wanted that to happen, and this is something that I definitely wanted to invent. It's just a fantasy. It has no value to human life at all. Yeah. So today I don't want to invent this at all, because this is against the laws and it's against human life. But I think that kind of gadgets, I think now the metaverse is coming, right? The metaverse, is having. So this was in line with that metaverse, but so today, I have a term to what it is called. But when I back in 2015, when I was thinking, there was no metaverse thing, but this is something that I definitely wanted. I had paid once or twice to traffic police for those laws that I broke. That's why I thought, I think if we had this kind of tool where gadget which can help us, was traffic police is there at this corner, and I think should be a little more careful. That would help us. Not just traffic police. I think if you use this while I'm talking, also if we are able to use this in the right sense, if there are gadgets which can help you with, there are potholes nearby, there's a speed breaker nearby, and you are wearing this thing. It comes on your, let's say you're wearing a helmet. It comes on a helmet, like your Iron Man helmets which happen, or it comes on your windscreen of your car, saying that, hey, there's a traffic police. There's a speed bump, or there's a school nearby. So you should speed down your speed. Now you're currently at 80 kilometers per hour. You have to bring it down to 40 kilometers per hour. Right? A lot of this, the instruction which are there on the sides of the roads, you miss them a lot. They're very old traditional things. Now if I think you have a beautiful screen, LED screen in front of your eyes, be it on your helmet or in your car, right? I think if you're able to use the space to give you those instructions, it will save a lot of accidents, right? A lot of accidents happen only because you don't know that there's someone there. And with the kind of technology which is there now, there are cameras available everywhere. Now, if I'm able to pass on the information from a post before to use, and then if people are crossing there, you have to speed down. Animals are crossing there, you have to speed down. If this information can be passed on through these things, I think that would be one of the best gadgets that I would invest on. It will save a lot of human lives, not just human lives, any other lives, right? Be it those small pets who are dead on the roads. I think all these things can be saved only through this kind of technology or this kind of gadget that I've invented.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. That was a great rapid fire. And before I let you go, one final question for today's conversation, Sainadh. What will be your one piece of advice to all the budding entrepreneurs out there?
All the budding entrepreneurs, I would say only one. This is something that had been common in almost all the forums that I talk of. And passion, we have to follow that passion. While people say, follow your passion madly, but you should only think of the risks that you're taking, right? I think so that's where as an entrepreneur, you are a risk taker. Only then you are here. But you should take those calculated risks. Okay. While today people think that people are going to Mars, people are going everywhere. If someone would not have thought of, I think then we would not be even seeing those kind of images which are happening on the Mars. But you should always take calculated risk for the stage of your growth. Now today, at the stage where we are, if I say, hey, I want to go and acquire Amazon, that's a good motivation. Say that I want to grow that fast. But we should have those. While there's a larger goal which is there, with a passion, you should have a moving goalpost. Say that, hey, this is my first goal. Step 1, step 2, step 3. That will help us in going where we are. Also with a more structured manner. Second, I would say invest in talent. Hire the best talent who is better than you. Mm-hmm. So for many entrepreneurs, and this is what my feeling, some 6 years back, we were always very conservative in hiring a talent. We didn't want to hire a talent who is much better than us. But you should always, today we repent, say that, hey, we should have hired talent which was much better than us. While the idea is ours, I think the people who can take it forward through collaborations, that's when the ideas become faster and the implementation also becomes faster. Mm-hmm. So with passion, take calculated risk, but hire the best talent.
Yep. Great. I think those are excellent tips for all the budding entrepreneurs who really want to scale up and be successful in their business journey. So thank you so much, Sainadh, for joining us today. And it has been wonderful talking to you and about your experience starting HappyLocate and the overall entrepreneurial journey that you have shared. And it means a lot. Thanks again for being part of TGV's journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe.
Thanks, Amin. Thanks a lot for having me here. And all the best to all the listeners. If they're in their journey of entrepreneurship, I think go take a plunge.
All right.
This would be my last statement.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead and take the plunge. Wonderful. Okay. So, folks, before we move into the trivia section, here is a small request to all of you. In case if you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe from the app where you have tuned in from so that you'll be notified about future episodes. And in case if you have loved this episode, just like I did and found it useful, please share it with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who can benefit from the guiding voice. And your friends will learn new stuff like you. We will gain a few new subscribers. Thank you so much in advance. Now, let's hop into the trivia section of today's episode. And today we spoke about Sainadh's entrepreneurial journey, quitting a PSU and embarking on an idea related to relocation. And we spoke about HappyLocate, so on and so forth. Now, let's also talk about the secrets of business success. As per the research conducted by FreshBooks in the 2019, what they found out is 54% of the small business owners say communication is the most essential skill for the success. And it is the same with self-employed professionals also. And the biggest hitter out of this particular survey was communication stood at 54%, followed by problem solving at 53%, and then time management at 48%, adaptability at 39%. And surprisingly, creativity stands at the bottom of the table at just 26%. All right. So in case if you have come across any inspiring entrepreneur, please share the details with us. You can reach out to me through social media platforms, or you can email us at theguidingvoiceforyou@gmail.com. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your host, Naveen, a fellow IT professional and a passionate learner on a mission to make a difference in the careers and lives of millions across the globe. Until next time, bye-bye.